Alright, so this guitar right here, which as you can see by the headstock there, is a Warmoth. Um, Warmoth body, Warmoth neck, Seymour Duncan pickups. I have an orange drop capacitor in there, 500K pots. Um, this kind of became my project today. Just, I made this out of parts I've had laying around for basically years. I've had this neck on a number of guitars over the years, and I've had this body as the base for a number of guitars over the years. I think I've had this body since 2005, 2004 maybe. I've had this body for a long time. It's a mahogany Warmoth Strelecaster body, obviously with two humbucking pickup routes in it, routes. So I've had this bridge for a long time. I'm not so sure these saddles are the original saddles for this because they don't really line up right. I think the original saddles were offset where they attached to the bridge, but in any case, they work good enough. I was able to intonate this thing today, and this is why I want to make a video. It actually turned out really good. The other thing to mention here is this is a Telecaster neck pocket, but it's a Stratocaster neck, which you can get away with. You cannot put a Telecaster neck on a Strat body, but you can put a Strat neck on a Telecaster body if you remember that one. This neck I've had, the box I had it in, I have a Warmoth box that I was keeping this neck in, but it's dated 2009. I've been buying stuff from Warmoth for a long time, but I don't think Warmoth sold roasted maple. So this neck is roasted maple, no finish, which is just beautiful and smooth. It's the 59 round back, so it's got a little meat to it. I've got vintage tuners on it, and I got a little bit of a story about why this neck was in a box. It's got a ebony fretboard with 6105 frets. I don't think I ordered stainless on these frets. I think they're standard. And I believe I just got a Corian nut, and you can get the Irvana nuts, you can get that Tusk XL, or however it's pronounced, but I don't think it sounds as good. I think the Corian sounds better, so that's the only reason why I think I just ordered the basic Corian. Now the thing to remember, and this is the thing I learned with this neck, this is the first roasted maple neck I messed with when Warmoth started producing them, is because it's roasted, it's more brittle. And at that point, I think I had already made 12, 15 different guitars from Warmoth parts and such. I'm a real big fan of Warmoth. They make incredibly consistent stuff. If you order from them, you're going to get what you expect, which is great because I can embellish everything else I need to on my end. What they do is they give you exactly what you're asking for. But what I did was, I don't know if I can get this in the camera, but I didn't make the holes for mounting these quite big enough, and I friggin' snapped it. And I don't know if you can see the crack there, but the crack kind of goes all the way through in between the tuners up to the end. Let's see if you can see the crack there in the end. And of course, I'm not a luthier. I know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm not a luthier. So I just crank some Elmer's wood glue in there, let it sit, and then try to get the tuners back in without causing any more damage. And here we are, however many years later. I don't remember. Again, I don't remember when Warmoth started selling roasted maple. It hasn't been that long. You know, maybe 2015, 2013 at the earliest. But in any case, 500K pots, a JB in the bridge, a JN in the neck. So whereas, well, at least this is my knowledge, everybody calls it a Jeff Beck pickup. The JB actually means jazz bridge, and then the JN is jazz neck. So jazz bridge and a jazz neck. Now this is not the type of guitar I would ever build for a home setup like this. When I got this thing, each of these parts actually were for separate guitars, but I was playing at volume and I wanted to push an amp. I wasn't doing this home setup thing back then, at least not as often as I am now. This is all I do now, is just my quiet home setup. But because I had all this stuff, and you get the itch, as we all do, I figured, you know what, let's put this thing together and see if I can intonate it and make it work right. So that's what I ended up with today. It's not the lightest, but it is mahogany, and I'm cool with mahogany. In fact, that's my preference for a body, with ebony neck and a ebony fretboard and a maple neck. So this thing just turned out really good. It really did, because they're higher output pickups, it really did cause me to kind of go through my entire signal chain here and get all the EQ and level settings. So the other part of this video for me personally is just to kind of do a recording and see if I could get the sound dialed in the way I like it. So I had to pull my Analog Man NKT red dot off and put the Thorpe muff room cloud back on, because this guitar just hits that little germanium thing way too hard. So let's just have a jam, see what happens. Sounds like we're going to be in D here. I'm using a generative patch on the Zoya. Zoya's back on the board. Oh yeah, one more thing before I do a last little lead thing. The knobs are weird on here only because, I don't know if you can see it on there, if you look close, they go to 11. So I got the weird knobs. It's either that or I had two black knobs, but they both said tone, so the knobs that go to 11 want it. Alright, let's see what the mushroom cloud sounds like. Alright, there you go. My little pet project for the day actually turned out to be a pretty cool guitar. Action's actually really low, plays nice, neck's really tight in the pocket. It's a little beat up and kind of old, but this thing's been with me a long time, so it's kind of nice to have it put together and playable. So hopefully you got something you can do at home and have a little fun with the stuff you just got laying around. Adios.